Today I asked the question, why is it so hard to let go? Why does it hurt so bad to see our loved ones pass on?
Everyone, it is truly an honor to stand before you to speak about a person that I've known for 20 some odd years. I met Tim 20 some odd years ago working at the bonding company. And the first day that I met, the first day I met him, he was very outspoken for some reason. Tim was a fun person to be around, very fun person to be around. And they say God will place people in your life for a season and for a reason. And when he came into my life at that time, like I said, we had a good time together. We would go out to eat and work. We both worked at the bonding company. And when people would leave, the main people who worked at the bonding company, the people who owned the bonding company, we would leave and take our lunch break. And on every Friday, we would go to the Marriott Hotel to eat. And we would sit there and eat all their fancy desserts and their food, and everyone knew of us. Everyone knew of us. But even with that being said, he was a good person. He really was a good person. And he played a very important role in my life. From meeting Tim the very first day that I met him, he would always talk about the story. Choose the life of his life. The very first day. If I talked to Tim on the phone, before that conversation was over, I would have heard about Nikki probably about 5 or 6 times. And I'm gonna miss my friend. You're gonna miss him. I used to worry about him because he always wanted his own place. He said, Sonya, when I turned 62, he said, I'm gonna step out on faith and I'm just gonna go and try to get my own place. I remember he said he woke up, he caught the bus, and he went to this high rise. And he said when I got there, I told her I already had an appointment, but he didn't have an appointment. He told me he had an appointment to see the apartment. So the lady asked him which apartment that he wanted, and he said it didn't matter. So the appointment that they walked inside of, he said, she said you can have this one or you can have one on the other side. He said, well, since we walked in this one, this is where I'm supposed to be. And he was so excited about this apartment. Oh my God. And I was so happy for him because I prayed for him all the time. Lord, just let him get his own place. Please, just allow him to get his own place. And I remember him calling me. He said, well, Sonya, I have my own place now, so when you coming? So one night, my son and I were showed up, and I had all these things. Tim was so excited. For whatever reason, he was just so excited. But like I said, he talked about Nikki all the time. Yes. When Nikki went into the service, he talked about Nikki. When Nikki got this job, he talked about Nikki. When Nikki traveled, he talked about her job, where she went, and the things that she did. I know this should be about him, but for him, it was all about Nikki. He talked about her all the time. And whenever I was with Tim, he was the highlight of my life. He gave me advice, and sometimes he said, I'm trying to school you or something, I'm trying to put you up on game, which he did do that. And like I said, I'm just gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss talking to him. And he said, Belle, he said, sometimes he would call me Belle, and sometimes he would call me Belle Pepper. But he said that, I'm not gonna be here much longer. And I said, I don't wanna hear that. You're not going anywhere. Now that you got your place, you're good. But I say these things about Nikki all the time. I'm talking about Nikki when it should be about him. And like I said, for him, Nikki was his life. But I say these things because he was my friend. He was my brother. And he also was a father figure to me because I didn't know my father. And whenever I needed advice, he gave me that advice. He gave it to me. So he was everything that I had ever wanted within a father. He was my friend. He was my brother. And he was my father. So I say this, he loved you. He loved you so much. Talk about you every single day. And I'm gonna miss talking to him. But I'm so glad I have the opportunity to meet you today. And I just want to say, rest in peace, my friends. Now you have a home. You have a permanent home that you don't have to worry anymore about anything.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Bless you. Is Reginald here? That was my mom. She was giving remarks on Tim. I just wanted to say a few words out of respect as well. I knew Tim growing up. He was just also very comical. He would always make me smile. I remember that about him. I remember I was like 10 years old and I was in a basketball camp downtown. Like he would do like fruit stands sometimes. Like he'd sell fruits, he'd do things here and there just to do different gigs. But I was walking out, leaving the basketball camp, was going down the road, and Tim was just on the corner like selling fruit randomly. And he was just asking me, he was like, now I'm gonna say it's all
I know,
respect.
I know.
And he said, yeah, where your big head mama at? And he said it in such a way where like the people didn't know that I knew him, so my friends and stuff was laughing at him. I'm like, oh, I know him, man. He a friend of the family. But not only just that, Tim was also very he was the type to bring you up when your spirits was low, very optimistic. Like he can make you laugh, and not even necessarily just make you laugh. He would just encourage you. Like if it was something that was bothering you, he'd let you know it was gonna be all right. But even with all that being said, he was a very strong man as well. Like he kept you feeling like, again, it's just always gonna be all right. And I don't even sound redundant, but I just wanted to speak my words to Tim out of respect, and I did love him. He was a member of the family, even though he wasn't direct blood family, but he was our family member. So I do love him, and may he rest in power.
I asked this question earlier today. Why does it hurt so bad when we lose a person or when a loved one has gone on? It hurts so bad. Today, I went to a funeral for a very special person. I met this person about 20 some odd years ago. So I was in my early 20s when I met him. I had started to work at this bonding company. And when I first met him, he was just a funny guy. He was really funny. And we hit it off. We hit it off immediately. For some reason, people who are older than me are, put it this way, the friends that I have, they're older than me. For some reason, I attract older people to me. And I've been told I have an old soul. So maybe that's the reason. But like I said, I met this person over 20 some odd years ago. And at the time that I met him, it was for a reason. They said God would place a person in your life for a reason and a season. Some people will last a season, and some people are meant to be there for a lifetime. Well, a couple of days ago, I found out he had passed. Now, normally we'll talk at least 3-4 times a week, but I had not talked to him in probably about a week because there was just so many things going on. And I had not had the opportunity to talk to my friend. But it hurt. It hurt so bad then when I found out that he had passed on. And today they had his home going today. And I made sure that I was in attendance. I made sure that I was there. And surprisingly, his daughter, I had never met his daughter before, never. But when I tell you, he talked about his daughter all the time and how proud he was of his daughter. He talked about all her accomplishment and the things that she was doing, and she recently just got a higher degree, the job she had. She went in service at a young age, and I mean, she had really done good for herself, and he was so very proud of her. And you would think the way he talked about his daughter all the time, they just never missed a beat. But I guess at one point in time they did lose contact. But what I explained to his daughter was, your father was more than just a friend to me. he had been, her father had been more than just a friend to me. He was like my big brother, my friend, and my father. And the reason I say that because I grew up never knowing who my father was. I was told who he was, but I never knew him, never met him, have always been curious. So at the time that God placed him in my life, like I said, it was for a reason and for a season. And his season just happened to be, it was for a lifetime. And we always had fun together. We did things together. He always gave me advice about things. When I needed someone to talk to, he was always that person I could talk to. He made me laugh. He was one of those persons that will always make you laugh no matter what. So recently he had just gotten his own place and we went by. He was just so excited about that place. So excited, and I was happy for him as well. And it was a very hard thing for me to hold myself together. It really was. And I'm just glad I had the opportunity of knowing this person. He was a part of my family. He knew all my kids. And he didn't have the opportunity to meet Caitlin, but he always said, when you gonna bring Juicy over here? Or if you call me, because I always tell you I'm not a phone person. I don't like talking on the phone too often. So a lot of times I would be doing a lot of different things. So by the time I get around to calling him, he would always say, why you don't answer your phone? I don't want to hear no answer machine. And he said, you know, you miss me. And he used to get mad at me. Sometimes he'll call back and say, you know what, you gonna miss me when I'm gone. I said, you ain't going no damn well. What you talking about? But he knew his time was coming to an end. Well, I'm not gonna go into what's the reasoning. But I want to say this, people, if you're a smoker, please stop. Please. It's not worth it. There are so many people who love you. And to see you leave this world, which we all know we have to cross that path one day. But to leave so soon, please, if you're not thinking about yourself, just think about the people who love you. Just think about that. So if you're a smoker, please stop smoking. I don't really tell people what to do and what not to do. But I'm talking from a loving place. I'm just asking you, will you please stop it? It's not worth your life. It's not worth the lives of other people who are going to miss you when you're gone. And another thing is, for those of you who have someone that you talk to on a regular basis, try to get to see them on a regular basis as well, because you will miss them one day when they're gone. And it's very important to have that contact all the time. So I pose a question to you. Why does it hurt so bad when our loved ones have left this world to go on? But I am truly glad I had the opportunity to be there. And then one last thing I can say is I don't view bodies, because I don't want to have that last image in my mind of you. I want to keep that fun memory that we once shared, or the last memory of something fun that we did together. So I thank his daughter. He always called her Nikki. I thank her for sharing her father with me. And I told her that I would truly miss him. But now that he has left this world, I think I've gained a new sister. I have a sister now. So hopefully we can begin to do things together, because that would be nice. It would be nice. So it doesn't matter what age you are or what age your friend is. When God brings someone in your life, as I stated, it may be for a season or it may be for a lifetime. But always cherish the moments that you do have together. And if they're sick, try to get by there to see them. But I'm asking you to please don't end your life so soon by smoking. Let it go. It's not worth it. So I hope you've enjoyed the time we've shared together. Until next time, be blessed.